presentation, kind of an overview of digital marketing, and I tailored it for this audience in particular. So first and foremost, everybody in this room should have a website. It's super, super crucial. It's a small investment, and it is the absolute easiest way to get found. Not just by people that you already know, not just by your friends and family, but beyond that, by people across the globe. As I said, it's super, super cost effective. Building a good website is not particularly expensive, especially compared to direct mail, traditional advertising methods that a lot of you guys are probably familiar with. It can be a great lead generating tool, so any way that you can get somebody to sign up for a newsletter, to follow you on a social media site via your website, even a form, asking people if they're interested. It's a great opportunity to just find out who's looking at you, who's interested in you. And again, it makes your product and service offerings easily available to anyone at any time, anywhere. So whether it is having a catalog on your website where you're frequently updating the machinery that you have available, whether it's having a list of the kinds of equipment, the brands that you work with, or the services you offer, whether you're brokering, whether you're appraising, it's just a great way to have your name out there and get found. Yeah. And it's a great platform for shaping your brand, so for differentiating yourself from your competitors, and showing what's unique about your company, about the relationships that you can build with people or the services that you offer. In the content marketing industry, one of the big phrases that we throw around a lot is content is king. The content that you have on your website is what's going to get your stuff found. So what does that mean? Content marketing, it's defined, it involves creating insightful, engaging, and interesting content with the aim of creating customer loyalty and increasing opportunities for future business. It helps people engage with their customers. If you have good content, whether it's blog posts, whether it's social media engagements out there, it's a good way to have a conversation with your customers and find out what they want, and inform them about what your expertise is. One thing to note about content marketing is that it is sometimes difficult to draw an ROI from that, exactly what you're getting back with the money or the time that you put into it, but it really is valuable in creating two-way communication between yourself and your target audience, which is kind of invaluable. It improves brand awareness, so again, you can leverage things like writing blog posts, participating in message boards, posting videos to really create the appearance of you being an expert or position yourself as a specialist in some area. It increases your credibility, your brand recognition, and it has an SEO benefit. So the more content that you have on your website, the more there is for the search engines to kind of pick up on and help you rank, which I'll explain in just a minute. So a few things to consider when you're figuring out what kind of content you want to have on your social media, on your website. Anybody with an internet connection can have a voice. It's a great opportunity to get your name out there. It's a great opportunity to get your message out there. At the same time, there is a lot of noise. So you want to be creating something that is unique and that kind of cuts through all of that clutter. Also, developing your brand's voice gives you the opportunity to differentiate yourself. So be creative, leverage your company's heritage, or your history, or some kind of unique expertise that you have. If there's a particular kind of equipment that or a capability that you work with that nobody else in the country or in the world does, other than the few people that have that need, this is a great way to let other people know that. And my takeaway for this slide: don't just sell, add value. So you don't necessarily want to have super salesy language on your website. You want to make yourself unique by also having personality and kind of point of differentiation to your content. One other thing too is that you want to converse with your customers. So what do they really want to hear? Having a web presence, particularly having a presence on social media, gives you a really great opportunity to get feedback from your customers, find out what you can change, find out what kind of things they want to learn from you, what kind of things you can offer them. It also aids in relationship and community building, which is a really crucial part of this industry. And it helps you further refine what kind of, it's cyclical. It helps you further refine what kind of content to have on your website. And then, again, my takeaway for this, find out how your customers and business partners like to be communicated to, be responsible, be flexible, and hopefully you can build some relationships out of that. And finally, be human. This kind of goes back into what I'm saying before. And probably a lot of you guys are doing this in, your everyday communications with other machinery deals, with dealers, with customers. It shows that you're interested in more than just making a sale, and that, you can be a trusted resource for any kind of need that this person or this, potential customer has. Take a personal interest in them. Have your content, your website reflect seasonality, reflect what's going on in the industry. Making a sale is important, but earning your customers' trust is also crucial to building partnerships and getting repeat business. So getting found, search optimization. Search optimization is kind of a dirty word, dirty term in the marketing industry. It gets a little bit of a bad reputation sometimes, but I think understanding the basics of search optimization, or having a really, really great web designer that knows them, is a really, really important way to make everything that you have on your website accessible. So I have this great little video from Matt Cutts at Google that explains how search engines work. And it's really a good foundation for understanding search optimization and how your website can get to that number 1, number 2, first page ranking that you desire. Find the cursor. Ooh. Is our volume not working?
I think it's working.
There it goes.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn the volume up. Ooh. Sorry, guys. Technology issues, as always. All right, let's get this volume up.
Should I tell everyone who Matt Cutts is?
Yeah, Matt Cutts works at Google, and he'll explain a little bit more.
He's the director of search.
Yeah. And at this time he was the director of quality. He was kind of the spam king at Google.
He still is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Probably the most powerful guy at Google.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Matt Cutts. I'm an engineer in the quality group at Google, and I'd like to talk today about what happens when you do a web search. The first thing to understand is that when you do a Google search, you aren't actually searching the web. You're searching Google's index of the web, or at least as much of it as we can find. We do this with software programs called spiders. Spiders start by fetching a few web pages. Then they follow the links on those pages and fetch the pages they point to, and follow all the links on those pages and fetch the pages they link to, and so on, until we've indexed a pretty big chunk of the web, many billions of pages stored across thousands of machines. Now, suppose I want to know how fast a cheetah can run. I type in my search, say cheetah running speed, and hit return. Our software searches our index to find every page that includes those search terms. In this case, there are hundreds of thousands of possible results. How does Google decide which few documents I really want? By asking questions, more than 200 of them, like, how many times does this page contain your keywords? Do the words appear in the title, in the URL, directly adjacent? Does the page include synonyms for those words? Is this page from a quality website, or is it low quality, even spammy? What is this page's page rank? That's a formula invented by our founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, that rates a web page's importance by looking at how many outside links point to it and how important those links are. Finally, we combine all those factors together to produce each page's overall score and send you back your search results about half a second after you submit your search. At Google, we take our commitment to delivering useful and impartial search results very seriously. We don't ever accept payment to add a site to our index, update it more often, or improve its ranking. Let's take a look at my search results. Each entry includes a title, a URL, and a snippet of text to help me decide whether this page is what I'm looking for. I also see links to similar pages, Google's most recent stored version of that page, and related searches that I might want to try next. And sometimes, along the right and at the top, Aussie ads. We take our advertising business very seriously as well, both our commitment to deliver the best possible audience for advertisers and to strive to only show ads that you really want to see. We're very careful to distinguish your ads from regular search results. And we won't show you any ads at all if we can't find any that we think will help you find the information you're looking for, which in this case, the cheetah's top running speed is more than 60 miles an hour. Thanks for watching. I hope this made Google a little bit more understandable.
So yeah, I hope you guys found that at least a little bit interesting. I know almost everybody uses Google on a daily basis to probably look up something. So SEO Basics, what is SEO? It's the process of making your content visible in unpaid or organic search results. Paid search, those ads that you see in Google and on, blogs, on your favorite web pages is a little bit different. So some really good statistics that I got from ComScore, which is a really big analytics software. 70% of the links that search users click on are organic or unpaid. I don't know how many of you actually click on the ads, but people do tend to skip right over those to the unpaid search results. 70 to 80% of users ignore the paid ads, focusing on the organic results, and fits with the previous statistic. 75% of users never scroll past the first page of search results, so it's important to get yourself within those top 10 or so results roughly. And then SEO leads have a 14.6 close rate, while outbound leads, such as direct mail or print, sometimes have a lower close rate, like 1.7. A few SEO tips. I know Matt Cutts was saying that Google tries to give as partial of search results as possible. However, having a presence on a variety of Google properties, Google-owned properties like Blogger, like Google+, like YouTube, like claiming your business page in Google Places can really boost your Google rankings. I also really, really recommend, although they don't necessarily correlate to where your page is going to show up, don't immediately correlate to where your page is going to show up on your Google search results page. Installing Google Analytics on your website and verifying it. It gives you some really interesting information about what search terms people are using to get to your website, when they're visiting, from where they're visiting, what hours of day they're visiting at, how many people are visiting your webpage. I also recommend, once you've taken a look at those keywords and that demographic information that Google can give you, popping those into Google Trends, which is a really interesting web-based application that lets you look at when these keywords appear in the news, how often people search for them, what parts of the world people search for them in. SEO is making your head spin. Find a really great web developer. Having a website that's well optimized for search, but isn't using what are called black hat techniques like buying links, is really, really important. A good web developer is going to develop a website that has nice, clean code. You're going to have copy on your website that really integrates your search keywords well. Your images are going to have tags that make them findable by Google image search, and your videos are going to be embedded properly so that somebody that's searching, so that if you have a video of a machine running, it might even pop up in the Google search results for, say, LinkedIn, which is super, super visible and has a really high click-through rate. Some people tend to gravitate towards search results that have a video or a picture next to it rather than just straight text. Social media. Does it work and do I need it? So according to Pew Internet Research, 71% of online adults use Facebook, 18% of online adults use Twitter, 17% use Instagram, 21% use Pinterest, and 22% use LinkedIn. Isn't social media just for kids, though? Oops. These are some really interesting pieces of demographic information about who's using Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Fastest growing demographic on Twitter, 55 to 64-year-old age bracket. It's grown 79% since 2012. And I don't think I included it on here, but this is a 2013 figure, so these are pretty recent figures. The 45 to 54-year-old age bracket is the fastest growing demographic on both Facebook and Google+. For Facebook, this age bracket has jumped 46%, and for Google+, 56%. So why is social media perfect for you guys? One of the really important things that I've witnessed, watching my dad be in the machinery industry, working for Hilco and watching the industry, is that having a really good professional network and having really great relationships is pretty crucial to doing well in this industry. It's a great way to syndicate your content. So if you have some kind of expertise, again, in a specific piece of equipment or something, it's a great way to get that reputation out there. You can establish yourself as an expert or a go-to person on a given subject if this stuff is all in your head but not out there for anybody else other than your friends, your family, and your clients to see. And to note, of 5 social distribution channels, LinkedIn is the most popular with business-to-business marketers, and a new member joins LinkedIn every 2 seconds. I know there was some discussion by Brad Schneider about a talent drought. Briggs & Stratton was actually starting, when I was working on that account, Briggs & Stratton was actually starting to use Facebook and LinkedIn to recruit, to do some social recruiting, to find people that, say, have a marketing background, but are also interested in their products. So again, it's a really great way to recruit people. So, I guess my last bit, my mom brought this up to me actually about how the machinery industry is becoming much more cosmopolitan, much more global. Really, every industry is. So it's nearing 8:45 at night. So do you know where your clients are at, where your customers are at, and what they're doing? My grandfather, when he was working at Graf Pinkert, he was working mostly with a regional business. It was mostly catering to Midwestern customers. That expanded into a national business, and as I was growing up, I watched my dad travel all around the world, doing business in Brazil, in Korea, in Europe. So the internet allows you to spread your expertise way beyond your region, way beyond where you may even think your customer base is. So a few basic takeaways. Have a website, update it frequently. Updating your website frequently can really help with those search rankings. Claiming your online identity is really, really crucial. Just claiming your business on social media sites, having a Google Plus page, claiming your business on Google Places, so that way if somebody even searches for your business's name, immediately a listing with your phone number, with your URL, with any reviews of your business, with a map on how to get there is something that's going to come up. If you want your customers to know that. It gives you an opportunity to converse with your customers, find out what they're looking for, find out what they're interested in. And finally, find the best channel to syndicate your content. I know my dad was telling me, he goes, one of the big questions you're going to get is, what kind of social media networks I should be using, where is the best place that how should I be marketing myself, where should I be marketing myself on? And some of the SEO tools that I was talking about, like Google Analytics, Google Trends, as well as tracking, what's happening with your email marketing, can really help you figure out what people are receptive to.